Welcome back. I'm going to be fitting the refurbished upper wishbones. If you saw the previous film, you'd have seen me press those bushes in by hand. Ever such an easy job. And I've got some. I just want to get everything out of the way, just to so I don't get any dust. I've got some packing pieces here. This is for the wishbone. There are 4 of them. And the others you can see have been sanded. They do go rather rusty, and they are packing pieces, but the size is critical. So any sort of surface rust could upset the geometry slightly, and I don't want to paint them because the paint will upset the geometry. They're squeezed, and I'll put those in. I'm just using, I've got a body file here, so I'm going to do. I've moved all of my other bits out of the way because this will create a bit of dust. Just give them a rub on a body file. The file's very flat, so this will keep the packing piece completely flat. But it will just remove any sort of high spots of rust, which would just prevent the packing pieces from sitting correctly and flat. So I've already done the others. I did them off camera. I don't want to really get in this dust in the mechanism, so I'm just doing one for the camera here. But that's enough. It's not 100%, but that's enough. It's pretty flat. But yeah, those tiny bits of rust could just upset the steering geometry just very, very slightly. But I won't need those for a few minutes. All right, I've got a box full of clear and brand new or clean pieces here. But let's just pop the. Oh, you can't see anything. I'm fiddling about on the floor, just picking up my packing pieces. Now then, so I've put on new bump stops, and they just hit on here. It's a very straightforward, very simple mechanism, but robust and very strong. Now, there's no real reason to not be changing these. They're very easy. The spring. Let's just zoom out slightly so you can see better. I don't think this is very good. Here we go. That's better. You can see the whole suspension now. I'm just going to pop on a little bit of copper grease on the. I always like to put plenty of copper grease on anything that might need reassembly or dismantling in the future. It just makes the job so much easier. If this were done in the factory years ago, when I took this car apart last week, it would have made it a lot easier. But I don't believe there was any copper grease. If there was no evidence of it. I don't know where it had gone, because it doesn't disappear. Now, let's have a look. Which way around? That way. So this one. There we go. Actually, I remember now. I have to pull the bush out because it fouls on the brake pipe here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull it completely out. Okay, let's just. There we go. It's a good job you can do it by hand. So let's slide one on. Slide the arm on. Force the bush in. And I've got the other side of the bush. I'm sure we can get that on without it fouling the. You either can or you can't. I'm sure you can. Of course you can. Let's just. There we go. That's it. It's on. Just need to get a bit of pressure behind it to make everything seat. There we go. You can see it sits very nicely on the bump stop. But there is no excuse for not replacing these bushes. They do deteriorate quite a lot. So much of the rubber is exposed to the elements, and these were completely original from 1984. And honestly, truly, they were a bit of a mess. Now, almost every single Jaguar, the only one that doesn't is the Mark II. Every Jaguar from 1961 up until 1992 has a very similar front suspension. So XJ6s, Mark 10s, XJ12s, they all have pretty much the same suspension. XJS, what else? E-Type, you name it, they all have very much the same. So there is It's an easy job. It's an easy job. You know, it looks very complex, but it's not. Now then, and I've made an obvious mistake. I've forgotten to put on the. This one's easy enough. Let's just pop that in there. There we go. Yep, that one's fine. The other side, I'll have to dismantle it a bit at a time. Where's the nut? We're just going to put a bit of copper grease on the nut, just to ease any future sort of assembly or disassembly. There we go. So there's one. That's pretty much in, and we'll take this one out again. Actually, I'm going to take this one off because you have to. Let's have a look. No, I won't. I'll just loosen it because they're trying to get the wishbone in. Not the wishbone. The ball. Is it? Yeah, the ball joint. I need to get this one off again because I forgot to put that stainless steel. Now with all the copper grease on, I'm struggling for purchase. My fingers are slipping. Come on. There we go. Come on. Ooh. I'll have to use a little bit of leverage. My fingers are slipping. There we go. Come on. That's it. There's one out. Gosh. Oh, I'm freezing out here. It's about -5 or 6 or something like that. You know, it's hardly the day to be working outside in the cold, but we are where we are. The car has to be done, and I don't have a backup car, so I can't wait for better weather. Oh, I'm really struggling with this copper grease that I've put on everything. Can't get a grip of it. Come on, bloody hell! I'll tell you what. I'm just going to pause the camera because this might take me a minute or two to unlock this one.